Welcome to the Confidence Series. We are live every Wednesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so we are actually also on Zoom, but also on Facebook. If you have any questions, anything burning desires, or something you want to participate with, please post a comment.
Yes.
And we are actually changing a little bit this format because we used to go live on Instagram. And now, so we're trying this because we want to also get people via LinkedIn and Facebook to be able to join as well.
Yes.
So we talk about confidence. Confidence, this is for every professional, every leader, or someone starting out. And we want to build people's confidence because right now, we are living in an epidemic of worthlessness. Wouldn't you say, Diana?
Worthlessness with a capital W and like 16 exclamation points behind it, which the result of a worthlessness mindset, really the first step is really a lack of confidence. People aren't confident in themselves because we're not really paying attention to who we are. And we haven't, the whole pandemic, everything you mentioned, just zapped us of that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know that a lot of people really had a deep sense of worth before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But take trauma and lay it and put some layers over top of that. I think then we have the equation for a lack of confidence in our society and people having confidence in themselves. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. And why is confidence so important? Well, it's important for everything that we want to do in our lives, everything that we want to accomplish, our own, first of all, our own well-being, our own mental health and physical health. Because if you don't believe that you are worthy to be here, to be on this planet, and to worthy of love and connection, then your life is really miserable. And so many people are experiencing that right now. And for everything, for your career, for your work, to be able to speak up, to go into every meeting with confidence, showing people who you are, your true selves. It's the groundwork, it's the foundation for living, really.
Yeah, I totally believe that. And everything you said, Unni, is just exactly why we're here. And so I just want to give everybody a little introduction of you and I and why we're together. I'll go ahead and get us started. My name is Diana Patton, and I help professional women overcome challenges, adversities, and trauma to really activate their voice and become advocates for themselves and for the diversity, equity, inclusion in their organizations. I also help organizations in leadership development and diversity, equity, inclusion. And I met Unni through Super Connector Media, through Jen Gottlieb and Chris Winfield, who are the co-owners of Super Connector Media. And I'm so glad that I have met you. So Unni, share who you are.
I am so glad I met you too, Diana. And we have, it feels like we've known each other forever.
I know.
And it's only been a couple of years, but it was such an important time as well, because during the pandemic, when we couldn't meet people in person, these virtual meetings, became really the only way to meet new people and to become friends. So I'm, and virtual is here to stay. Let's face it. Although, meeting in person is also important, but virtual is here to stay. And we just have to be more intentional about our virtual meetings and how we go about them, and to make them work, for us to be able to create and build connection. And so that is really my mission on this planet, is to battle the loneliness epidemic on our planet, and to help individuals, professionals, and also companies create connection and belonging. And also, I want to transform, Diana, all workplaces. I want to transform them into communities, because the workplace, our businesses, are really tools for a community. And they are so important for a community because most of us spend most of our waking hours at work. So we need our workplaces to become communities where people actually want to be, whether that's virtual or in person, right? But we want people to want to be there, because we need our workplaces in order to sustain us.
Yes. And I just think it's critical because that's where we spend the majority of our time. And so we need to, we've evolved in the world, in the workplace as a place, not just, oh, this is just where I show up and do my, kind of punch in and punch out. No, this is where we actually spend our lives. And so we want to, as an inclusive expert, myself and you as well, we both know, bring all of yourself to work, not just the piece that is, people are, look at. We need to you're bringing your history, your childhood, all that stuff. You're bringing it to the workplace.
Mhm.
We came together, Unni, just for the people who are listening, for this confidence series. We started off saying, here are the 5 things we think are important to really establish a foundation of confidence. Of course, we've added to that. So I thought, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic to get people excited about what we're going to be getting into. And what we're going to be talking about is how to introduce yourself with confidence. Now, we just did that. And what you did not hear were a lot of well, I sort of think, because I'm kind of, and I thought, well, no, we were very clear. We were very specific, and we owned the 3 things that we believe are essential to introduce yourself with confidence. Unni, go ahead and share what they are, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah. So the 3, and these are so good, Diana. I'm so excited about this. But first, number 1, know your worth. And that's what we started out with talking about just at the beginning. Just if you don't know that you are worthy, just because you are you, you can't build on that, right? You cannot pretend. So many, as I believe, walk around on this, on this planet, pretending to be something that we're not. We're putting on these masks and makeups and clothes and all these things, but deep inside of us, we don't know that we are worthy just because we are we. And that's also because we believe that our worth is tied to our accomplishments, right? To what other people think about us. So that's number 1. The number 2 is own your narrative. And I love that. And I can't wait for you to talk more about that as well. And number 3, claim your energy vibe. So,
So I want you to take this first one, because you started it. I want you to walk us through this, because you do this so well.
Yeah. So, well, this is, as I said, the foundation for everything. The value who you are before you introduce yourself to others. So in other words, confidence or connection, success, everything that we want in life is an inner work first. You have to start with you on the inside, because people are attracted to and respect and want to be with people who value themselves, people who respect themselves, right? So this is something that, and that brings me to the second point, which is it is so important to have a daily practice, because how do you even begin? And that is something that a lot of people ask me, but how do you begin? Like, I'm struggling with my self-worth. It's, I feel that I'm such a failure because I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. With my age, I didn't get that job. I didn't, I failed my exam or whatever, or job interview, whatever it is, right? We feel as failures. And often, and also this loneliness epidemic that I'm talking a lot about these days is also a sense of, feeling a failure as a social being, because when you feel lonely and you actually have other people around you, and that is the loneliness that hurts the most, right? And that is, you feel as such a failure, and that, just tears on your sense of self-worth. So how do you begin, right? Like what do we do, Diana? Well, I think, and the 2 of us are examples of that, because we are, we have a daily practice. I know you do, and I do too. And we never skip it.
That's right.
I mean, that is my, as important as breathing air and drinking water and eating food. We need our daily practice. And that's something that I think I don't know if we talk about that today or if we dig into a daily practice and examples of that on another occasion. I think this is really important. But carve out, even just, if you're not used to meditating, don't do it for 30 minutes at the beginning. Start with 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, just something, just sit down, or it's center yourself, breathe a little bit, and just allow. And it's okay if you have all that chatter still in your head. A lot of people think that they fail at meditation because they can't empty their head, because they still have thoughts about all the things. And I say, it's not important. Just allow that, just like, okay, notice, acknowledge, let it go, as best as you can. And with practice, and that's why it's important to do this on a daily basis, with practice, we get better. Everything that we do and we practice that, we get better. And the point is that is to get back to yourself, to connect, because in order to connect with other people and have meaningful connections with other people, we have to connect with ourselves first. So the grounding of the meditation, it can be breath work. If you prefer to exercise, I love to move, Diana. I know you do too. Exercising, yoga, any sort of, like, we are both, we work out a lot, both of us. Mm-hmm. And to me, that is a great way to ground myself when I can't calm myself down. Right. So anything, and you don't have to do the hard 60-minute workout or 90-minute workout. It can be start with something little, 5 sit-ups, or go for a walk, it can be easy. It's supposed to be easy, right? Mm-hmm. And then and we've talked about this before, but I think it's worth repeating.
Yes.
Write down, in order to increase our sense of self-worth, know what you're good at, know your qualities. It doesn't have to be only accomplishments, although that's really great as well. But write that badass list. And this is something that we have, learned from our friend and mentor, Jen Gottlieb from the Super Connector Media. She is all, she loves talking about the badass list. And it's so important. And I felt kind of silly, I have to be honest, when I first started doing this, Diana, I was like, should I write down, what I'm good at and, my accomplishments and stuff, but I have that list, and I stick it on my computer screen, on the fridge, on my bathroom mirror. Just start writing down things that make you proud of yourself. And that can be, because you are an empathetic person. It doesn't have to be that you succeeded your exam or you got that job, although those are great things too. But start writing that battle, and feel. I think that is it's not only about writing them down, it's about feeling. How does it make you feel? For sure. And celebrate yourself a little bit. Right?
I love that. I want to share for those of you who are wanting go a little deeper, mm-hmm. for what Unni was saying, that there are 2 books that I believe are critical for you, which is a book called Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And he talks about meditation. And I just want to share, for those of you who are saying, meditation's not for me, I can't concentrate, I can't focus. Well, yeah, that's why you need meditation. You think that, oh my gosh, I just can't do this. And so that's one of them. And the other one that I would suggest is the Miracle Morning. Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, right? This book right here. And it talks about having a daily practice. And he uses the acronym SAVERS, which I'm not going to go into detail, but it's a great book for you to look at. And finally, on the badass list, if you're paying attention to our slides, you'll notice, well, they didn't change that one about the badass list. There is a narrative, there's written there that is from the template, right? So we just want to share with you that, the badass list is exactly what Unni said. Know that we're human and we don't always get it right, but we're going to keep going forward because we're confident. That's how we roll up in this place.
You know what? It's such an important point. Thank you for bringing that up, Diana, because it isn't about perfectionism, right? As an recovering perfectionist myself, confidence, connection, success is not about being perfect. We all, miss things, fail.
Right.
mistakes. And it's all about confidence. Is about, yeah, I
Yep.
missed that point.
Yeah.
Yes, I messed up. Yes,
Yeah.
I was wrong. But here's what I'm going to do to repair it, to fix it, to make it better. Right.
Right. And then you do it. That's how you know your worth. Boom. And bottom line, drop the mic. Okay. So let's go to point number 2. Own your narrative. What words describe you? You know, I really feel if you don't do this self-analysis, you can't introduce yourself with confidence. I know that the 2 to 3 words that best describe me when I think about me and what other people think about me is energy and sunshine. I have a light about me that I own. I own those words. I believe I have energy. I believe I have a light that really can brighten up a room. Unni, tell me the 2 words that describe you the most.
Empathy.
Yes.
And you know what came to me was fire.
Yes.
Empathy and fire, because
I like that.
when I'm passionate about something, you know that I'm on fire.
Yeah.
And
you are fire.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty bright, because when you were doing your presentation, for those of you who don't follow Unni, and you need to know that she was fire on the stage when she was presenting at the forum. So I hope that you take time to watch her. Is it on YouTube now, Unni?
It's on YouTube. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you know what? let me see if I can post.
You need to watch the fire.
And
right.
The chat.
So she's going to post that in the chat.
I'm going to post this.
And I want you guys to think about the 2 to 3 words that describe you. And if you don't know, then ask people, say, hey, what words, when you think of me, what words do you think of? Right. I will challenge you to ask 5 people and so that's going to be a part of your narrative, because that's when you're thinking about introducing yourself. Before you walk into wherever you're going to introduce yourself, I am energy. I am fire. I am light. So that's number 1. The second thing is, what are your values? Those of you who haven't taken time to understand your values, it's critical. It is the compass of how you live your life. And a book that I want you to think about reading is called Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. She actually gives an entire list of values. You can Google this. And she gives you an entire list of values. Take time to read all of those values and then chart out, what are the 2 values that are for you? And then secondly, think about, do I actually reflect those values on a daily basis? So let me give you an example for me. My number 1 value is my faith. I am unapologetic about that. So for me, I am praying daily. I am connecting to God daily. And if I don't do that on a daily basis, I lack confidence. I really don't feel as strong in myself. That becomes a part of my narrative. It's what I think about consistently. And practice your 1-line description. What is your 1 line? Again, you've heard about this before, your elevator speech. What is, when you're in an elevator and you have like getting from floor 1 to floor 3, if you can't describe yourself in that 1 time period, you've lost people. And we're all about connection. We're all about confidence. And so if you start to do these things, you will begin to own your narrative. And you heard Unni and I we've practiced this over and over and over, who we are, how we show up, what are our values. That is the second step to understanding how to introduce yourself with confidence. Are you feeling this, Unni?
Oh, so much.
I want you to go, let's do this together. You start us out. Claim your energy and your vibe.
You know, it's to me, it's about intention. We have to be, and that can be part of your daily morning practice, right? Is to what intention, what do I intend to bring into my life today, into work, into my family, into, my group of friends, into my community, and decide what energy, what vibe, what do I want, right? What do I want from other people? What you want from other people, you bring.
Yes.
Don't expect, I think that's really important part of confidence. Like, don't expect other people to give you what you need, because you have everything that you need, right? Already. And everybody's reaction, everybody's, all the interactions you will have during your day is really just a mirror of how you feel about yourself.
For sure.
So it's about, and we don't always feel 100%, right? And it's okay. You don't have to. It's not about only feeling happy thoughts and positive, all the things, it's okay to be down. And when there's a lot of serious stuff happening in the world, and tragic. And we know that. We all know this.
Yes.
It's okay. We need to feel those things too.
Yes.
Yes. I think it's more about how we decide to react. For me, for example, when really tragic things happen, to me, that brings out the fire in me, because I want to do something to change it.
Right.
I want to do something to prevent something, terrible to happen again.
Right.
I want to help people feel good and feel worthy and feel confident about themselves, so that because hurt people.
For sure. Yeah.
So when we feel worthy, and we know that we know that we have a place in this world, we don't hurt other people.
Right.
So it's about that, bringing that. I think that's an intention that I always try to bring myself into that place.
Yes.
And bring that intention into my day.
For sure. Yeah. I love that. I think that all is at the foundation of the vibe you give off.
Yeah.
Every single one of us has, and we are energy. And so therefore we emit certain types of feelings to people. And I love this Maya Angelou quote. Maya Angelou says that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right. And so that's the second.
Say that again, because I need to let that sink in.
Yeah. People don't care how much you know. So like when you sit around and flaunt the fact that you have a PhD and you're Dr. So-and-so, and you spat off all these long words and you sound all important, but people don't feel that you care about them. They don't care. No one cares about you, that you're a lawyer. No one cares that you're a PhD. No one cares about any of that crap, because you make people feel like crap. So therefore they don't care about you. So if you want to make people care, that's a vibe you carry, and they get it within the first 20 seconds of meeting you. So when you talk about introducing yourself with confidence, you have to have a caring atmosphere, a caring energy about you, right? And you will notice that if you don't like the people that are in your inner circle, maybe you're giving off a feeling that you don't care. Think about that. Absolutely. And I also want people to think about the type of feeling you give people. Do they feel warmth? Do they feel love? Do they feel inclusion? Or do they feel like there's a wall between you and them, right? And that that I call it trust cautious. In other words, people that don't, and I just want people to think about this for a minute. Do you consider yourself a person who doesn't trust most people? Because there are a lot of people walking around, and rightfully so, they don't really trust people because they've been hurt. Now, there's a two-edged sword to that. While your inner biological mindset says, don't trust this person, you also then really, if you have that inner mindset, then you really do not connect well with people, right? And I think that there is something that you have to, as we talked about, Unni, cultivating this inner idea that I know how to have the right boundaries, yet I know how to care. And I love this poem, and I don't want to get too deep with it, but it's called "Which Wolf Are You Feeding?" And it is a poem that really questions, and you Google that, but it really makes you think about, we all have something inside of us that's driving us, but which are you feeding? The wolf of anger, fear, frustration, or the wolf of kindness, compassion, and love?
Yeah.
And we all have to think about that. So, Unni, I think that you do this point really well. Choose to smile and be inclusive. I think this is something you do so well because you smile a lot and it's very warm. Why do you do that?
You know, I think it brings us back to what you said so beautifully about how you make people feel.
Yes.
And I love people. I love, I love feeling good with other people and having them smile at me. So that's the intention I bring in. And I think I just want to repeat something that it's just what you said about it doesn't matter what you know, it's how you make people feel.
Correct.
Right. And that is something that we can all be reminded of when we're feeling less confident about ourselves, because maybe we're in a room with people who are super accomplished, have all sorts of PhDs and degrees and speak languages and all the things, right? And you're sitting in that meeting or room, wherever you are, and you feel a little, you're being a little hard on yourself because maybe you don't feel as accomplished. It doesn't matter, because what you can bring to the table, what you can bring there is to make people feel seen, heard, and valued. And how do you do that? Well, you smile, you look people in the eyes, like eye contact, right?
Yes.
And you make people feel included. You use people's names. You address them by using their names. Diana, how are you feeling today? So I think and it's so easy to do, but it's so easy to forget. Yes. So I think that's a really great reminder.
Yes, I think it's so good. And I think folks who are in this room, what we do is we don't believe our titles is what helps us be able to introduce ourselves with confidence. It's everything we're talking about. It's our worth. It's knowing our worth. It's owning our narrative. And it's claiming this energy and this vibe that you feel. Now, tell me, I just want to hear from all of you who are watching this recording. How are you feeling? Do you feel this vibe? Do you feel the energy that we bring? Because I'll be honest with you, Unni, people are shocked when I tell them I'm an attorney, because I don't talk about the fact that I'm an attorney, because there certainly is this mindset that kind of they get, and they have this stereotype in their head. Right. And then they go, oh, you're an attorney. And it really shocks them because I don't think you fit the stereotype, Unni, either.
Definitely not.
No, we're both attorneys. And that certainly is what connected us. But we have really learned the art of the foundation of confidence, which is exactly what we said, especially with introducing yourself. So knowing your worth, owning your narrative, really being a person who is attractive in vibing the energy of love, kindness, and compassion. So Unni, we're getting to the end. So I want to ask people, was this helpful?
Yeah, put in the chat here. There's several people here on Facebook. Please put in the chat, was this helpful? Do you have anything that you want us to bring up next week? We're every Wednesday. So anything that you want us to talk about, address, any questions, any burning desires, and also, how do you feel? What's it like from a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 not helpful at all. 1 is like bleh. 10 is like woo. Yeah, so helpful. And share it, because this is for you. We're doing this. We're taking our time, which we know is valuable, and your time is valuable. So let's make it valuable together. We're only going to be here for 30 minutes each week. And we want you to ask questions of us. Know that we're not going to be giving legal advice, but we will be able to offer you our 100% knowledge, our experiences. We've she and I collectively together have likely over 35 years
Yep.
of experience working as attorneys in the corporate world. We have tons of experience working as nonprofit and also as entrepreneurs. So we definitely can bring a wealth of information and also helpful tools, books, as you heard us talk about books. We want you to educate yourself because we want you to understand that you have everything that you need, but sometimes we need to unlearn some things. And that's exactly what you're going to be able to get in this confidence series.
Exactly. So this time is for you. So we want this to be so valuable that it was, it was worth your time and more.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So also please follow Diana Patton. She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook, she's on LinkedIn. Please follow her, and also write us, DM us your questions and your comments. And, maybe you don't feel confident enough to post it in the chat here, but please, send us messages and we'll take it into consideration.
Yeah. So we're here every week, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Here's a list of some of the things that we're going to be talking about coming up: how to posture yourself with confidence, how to set boundaries and say no. Can I repeat that? How to set boundaries and say no with confidence.
Yeah.
How to show up anywhere in confidence, dress code or not, and how to give feedback with confidence. These are just a few of the things that you can look forward to by being with us every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. CT.
Central Europe. Yeah. Central
Europe time. So know that we will be there for you. So pull out your cell phone, right? Go to the QR code. We've been through the pandemic. We all know that every restaurant uses QR codes. So this is actually to get to both Unni and I on our actual list, which if you want to stay deeply connected with us, this is what you do. You pull out your phone and you can both sign up. And I'm going to give you a minute to be able to do that. All you got to do is put in your email, your name. If you've signed up for this series, we'll go ahead and automatically include you on our list. Yeah, obviously, Unni said, you can connect with us on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We are on Facebook. And that is certainly, I like to call it, a way to kind of dip your toe in. But if you're ready to go in and you really want to be a part of Unni's community and my community, you're going to want to sign up for our individual sign up pages, okay? Because we're consistently talking to our list more often, and we consider them a part of our family.
Absolutely. And also you can be either live on Facebook or you can be on the Zoom call, which then it's perhaps easier to participate in the chat. We can bring you up to speak and ask questions and participate. So yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Well, I am so grateful for you all being here. And we believe that you are the most important person to invest into right now, right? Time is money. Money is money. But we believe that you are the most important person in your life right now to invest into. So we thank you so much for joining us, and we're so excited. I'm going to stop our share. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Unni. Bye.
Bye.
See you.